ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्राय नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ॐ श्री तुलसीदासाय नमः। हरि ओम। A warm welcome. We will chant the set of chaupais and doha. खल अघ अनुग साधु गुण गाहा उभय अपार उदधि अवगाहा तेहि ते कछु गुण दोष बखाने संग्रह त्यागन बिनु पहिचाने भले उपोच सब विधि उपजाए गनि गुण दोष बेद बिलगाए कहि वेद इतिहास पुराना विधि प्रपंच गुण अवगुण साना दुख सुख पाप पुण्य दिन राति साधु असाधु सुजाति कुजाति दानव देव ऊंच अरु नीचु अमीय सुजीव జీవను మాహురుమీచు మాయా బ్రహ్మ జీవ జగదీశ లచ్చి అలచ్చిరంక అవనీస కాశీ మగసుర సరిక్రమనాస మరుమారవ మహిదేవ గవాస సరగనరక అనురాగ బిరాగ నిగమాగమ గుణ దోష విభాగ జడచేతన గుణ దోషమయ బేస్వకీన కరతార సంతహంస గుణ గహి పయ परिहरि बारी बिकार सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. Tulsidas said, I will give you kachu guna avaguna. I will give you a few. I will enlist a few. Why do you say enlist a few? Because so much of virtues and so much of vices are there. This we saw yesterday. And then he says, Dukha Sukha. This is what we were discussing yesterday. Now the question here is, as we saw, when both are created by the Creator Himself, why should He create both? Why not He create only good and leave it there? Why so much of trouble? Actually speaking, Bhagavan has not created. We have created. I will tell you how. There are only two things. In fact, there are no two, there is only one. Ekameva advitiyam brahma tadanyat sarvam. All the others are mithya. It is imagination. It is projected satya. That is a little deeper. We will see later. Those sections will come. We will see more in deeper. The two important aspects are, one is the absolute. The absolute supreme. Call him Bhagavan, call him Rama, call him Krishna, Shiva, Jesus, Allah, Khuda, whatever you want, alpha, beta, theta, as Gurudev would always say. I love this statement, therefore I keep repeating. Whatever it is, there has to be only one. Though we call it by different names, the truth has to be one, only one. It cannot be other than one. Why? Because it is Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Vyapi. Think, Sarva Vyapakatvat. He is all pervading. When it is said, there is no place for the other. So it has to be only one. Sarva Shaktiman. He is all powerful. He alone is all powerful. Though we may claim ourselves that I am great, I know everything. But He is all powerful. Now, let us say there are two. Now, the names what we call Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Khuda, Allah, Jesus, anything. If there are so many gods, then all of them are limited and therefore they cannot be called as God. They cannot be the supreme. They are all gods given portfolios who are nothing other than the supreme, who represent the supreme, but the supreme has to be only one. And that is the absolute. One standpoint. The second standpoint is the relative standpoint. In the relative standpoint, there are multiple things which we see. Innumerable. Jagat. Think. And in that, in absolute, there is no discussion possible. Absolute is Ekameva Dvitiyam Brahma. There is only one presence. We call it as God. We call it as God. But even the word God does not belong to Him. That is the best part of it. It is a namakarana which we have done. It is only one homogeneous, immutable presence. In the relative reality, the whole Jagat comes only because of the Jiva Bhava in us. Please be very careful. While we are in deep sleep, who are we? What are we? Think. In our deep sleep, we are nothing. We don't know who we are also. Think. There is absolute absence of everything, including world. When I wake up in the morning, the first waker is the Jiva I. The moment the Jiva Bhava identifies with this body, here comes the Jagat, which is other than me. Until I wake up, there is no Jiva, there is no Jagat. Therefore, there is no Ishvara also. You cannot say, Swamiji, in my deep sleep, Jagat is not there. But God, no. In my experience during my deep sleep, there is absence of me, the individual ego. The individuality is no more there. The Jiva Bhava is no more there. Therefore, there is no Jagat. Because there is no Jiva, there is no Jagat, there is no Ishvara Bhava also. Think. So when I wake up early morning, the moment I wake up, Jiva has started experiencing. The Jivatva Bhava brings in the reality called Jagat. What is this reality? Temporary reality. And again, when I go back to sleep at night, it again folds up. That so-called reality is no more a reality for me. Why? Jiva Bhava is not there. Think. During some operation, etc., we are sedated. Anesthesia is given and we lose the identity with the body. And they can cut open any part of your body, including the brain, which is generally non-functional. Think. When they can cut open the body, remove some parts also, or remove something and add something, or replace something, all that is being done on the table, but I am unaware. Why? The Jivatva Bhava, Jiva Bhava is not there. Therefore, the individual I no more exists at that period of time. Time itself does not exist, in fact. Think. Only when I come out of that anesthesia effect, or when I wake up in the morning, then the pain. Think. Therefore, they have to give one painkiller, etc., etc. When you are in coma again, nothing, no experience. This Jagat therefore comes into experience only when I wake up. And then when I see the multiplicity, plurality of the world, I see the whole world is a mixture of pairs of opposites. This is what we saw. There is Sukha, there is Dukkha. And very interestingly, Bhagavan's Srishti is very wonderful, see. It is not that there is this black area called Dukkha and the white area called Sukha and there is nothing other than that. No. There is what is called as the grey area. What is this grey area? Where there is Dukkha and Sukha mixed. And we saw that yesterday. There is some Satya in the Asatya. And of course, in Asat also there is some Sat. In Sat, we project Asatya. There is no Asatya there. In the Jagat, actually, we have good, bad, right, wrong. Now, Acharya has given so many pairs of opposites where we have seen yesterday dukkha and sukha. In some places, in some parts of our life, there is definitely good amount of sukha and there's a good amount of dukkha, which is pure sukha and pure dukkha also. And most of the time, it is mixed. And yesterday we saw, in dukkha also there is sukha and in sukha also there is dukkha. Mishrana it is called. Now the next one, Papa and Punya. This is another very, very, very important topic for discussion, for analysis. What is Papa and Punya? Demerits and merits. Please note, the negative part is given first. Why? Because maximum experiences are that only. Very few sukha, very few punya. But maximum we have dukkha and papa only. What is papa or what is punya? Param Pujya Gurudev used to say, sin is in the reaction, not in action. Sin is only in the reaction, not in action. How we respond, how we take it to ourselves matters. And what is all about it? Mind. So mind, when it has no disturbance, no agitation, no frustration, no fatigue, nothing, we feel we are happy. But what exactly is that? Absence of all of them. The real happiness is beyond all of both, good and bad. That is where is our target is. That is where we have to reach. To reach that, we have to go through all these things. We have to go through the world, in the world. Think. Now, Papa is demerits. Punya are merits. And what have we been taught? Papa takes us to hell and Punya takes us to heaven. And what is heaven? A place where there is only joy. And what is hell? There is only sorrow. And so many descriptions also given about heaven, about hell. In heaven, there is always joy. There is no disease. You can eat whatever you want. Nothing, no constipation or diarrhea will happen to you. Anything you want, you can go on eating. Go on eating also. You will not have any disease. Think. And in hell, you will be drowned into boiling oil. All such descriptions. Stories which are given, that is okay. We have to take it with a pinch of salt. The independent thinker will take it with a pinch of salt and understand. What will he understand? When I do punya karma, I will gain sukha. When I do papa karma, I will gain dukkha. And karma by itself has nothing but the attitude, the reasoning. Think. Behind that karma matters. Because karma is done by body. And what is body? Pancha Mahabhutani Akasha Vayu Agni Jala Prithvi. These are matter. Matter by itself cannot do anything. It is a mind which makes this matter work. Therefore, the attitude of the mind, think, matters. When my actions are based on good attitudes, good for me and good for the world, they are called as punya karma, and that will lead us to sukha, joy. When my attitudes are wrong, when my behavior therefore is wrong, what I will get at the end of the day is only dukkha, ashanti. I can't sleep properly. Why? When I hit the head on the pillow, At that time, slowly the intelligence will come up and say, what did you do today? Was it right? You can escape from the world outside, please. By doing wrong karma, you can escape from the world. But when you come back to yourself at that quiet quarters of your personality, there the mind, the intellect, the buddhi will start asking you questions. Even if you close your eyes, the world may not be seen, but you can see your own mind. Is it not? And there, mind is quieter, intelligence becomes stronger. Out in the world, many times, intelligence is not recognized at all. Intelligence is put in the corner. And I, the ego, the arrogant ego, works and wants to acquire, possess, indulge, embrace, enjoy every pleasure of the world. And for that pleasure, I can do anything. No morality required. Think. This is how we live. Yena kena prakarena, in which whatever way possible, I want to achieve, I want to enjoy. Why? Vishaya Sakti. Think. Brahma Sakti is not at all there. And the world poses so much of whims and fancies that I am carried away. Think. And what do? I do activities which are not to be done is equal to disturbance, agitation, frustration is equal to called naraka, called papa. At the same time, when I give importance to my intelligence, my viveka shakti is strong. At that time, every activity I will analyze. Is this right? Is this wrong? Is this good? Is this bad? Will it bring joy to me? Or will it bring pleasure to me now but pain later? Please note. When that discrimination, viveka, takes place, I, an intelligent being, intelligently will choose that which is good, that which will not bring agitation, and then perform diligently. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Dexterity in action is yoga, Gurudev would say. Think. At that time it is called punya karma, which does not bring agitations to the mind, but when there are agitations in the mind, it is called papa karma. Now see, look at the mishrana of in this. Some karma, punya karma as though, underline, as though. Even though it is punya karma, the end result is agitation sometimes. Arey, how can it be? I'll tell you. We have people, we have institutions which donate to another non-profitable organization or one anath ashrama, etc., they donate. That is a punya karma. Please note. But when after donation, if I am not recognized, if I get disturbed, then it is a trade. What is a trade? I offer my donation for recognition and publicity. Even though it is a punya karma, it cannot be called as punya karma because it asks for recognition. Think. In many cases, an activity is called papa karma, killing somebody. Is it not papa? Of course it is papa. But in the borders of the nation, when the soldier kills the enemy, it is punya karma. He brings pain to the other person. He shoots them with the bullet, and that person has to suffer before he dies. In the normal sense, it is papa karma, but when with that attitude of dharma rakshanam, It is a Kshatriya's occupation. There, even though he shoots and brings pain, it is Punya Karma only. So these are two examples I have given. You can expand it to your day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life itself, I will give you very petty examples. Why to go to all such big, many times we talk of so big examples, but I have to talk about me. In my home, this is a very common thing in everybody's house, especially the youth, generally, exception sustained. They will not even go and wash their coffee cup. They expect their mother to do it. And let us suppose they keep their coffee cup and go, and mother also is very busy, and they come back from school or college and they see the same, why you have not taken this cup? Think. They want coffee or tea, they want to drink it, that also mother has to prepare, and they will keep it and they expect mother to go and wash it. Simple activity, isn't it? The same youth, in very many cases, go to some ashram. There are people, a lot of youth come to ashrams. Go to some ashram for knowledge only. Why always misunderstand youth? Never misunderstand youth, always. They come to the ashram and there they do what is called as seva, service. And in that service, what do? They do everything. They will even wash the plates where somebody else has eaten in it. Somebody else have eaten. Think. They will remove, they will sweep, they will swab, they will clean. So many hard work they will do. With joy, look at that. Therefore, it cannot be called as hard work, it is work with love. Seva. But at home, that same youth will not even wash the tea cups or coffee cup, and they expect the mother to come and do it, or the servant maid to come and do it, and when they come back, they question why it has not been done. Simple work. Now you understand? So Papa and Punya basically depends on the attitude behind the action that is performed. When the action that is performed with the right attitude behind and a joy in the heart, when we perform, it brings us that beautiful experience of peace within. Otherwise, we are pieces in the outer world. Think. This which brings in peace within and does not disturb the world outside is called Punya Karma. And that which disturbs me and disturbs others is called Papa Karma. And in the world, Punya, Papa exists, and a beautiful blend of these two also exist. Think how beautiful is our Shastra, so beautifully brought in here. In the name of pairs of opposite. In fact, life is equal to pairs of opposites. It is like the plane which takes off and lands. There are wings on both the sides which are equal. Think. Therefore, the world is running beautifully because of the presence of both good and bad. That is why earlier we said confluence of good, bad, and a mishrana of both. Think. Therefore, dukkha, sukha, papa, punya, dina, rati, dina, daytime. Rati means ratri. Ratri is meant for certain activity. Day is meant for certain activity. Right? And in the night, when it is completely dark, people sleep. And during the day, when it is bright sun, the sun activates all my tissues and hormones and muscles, and with that energy, I act in the world outside, work in the world outside. At the same time, you will find people working at night and sleeping in the morning. Why? Night shift. Isn't it? Very interesting. Generally, it is said, night indicates darkness, day indicates light, and day is supposed to be light of knowledge, darkness is supposed to be ignorance, and devas work at daytime and danavas work at night time, rakshasas work at night time. This is a general classification. We have got varieties, lot of varieties. When you start analyzing, you will find you yourself can analyze. It is not a very big this one to say, oh, how can I understand all that? So high, nothing. Everything is very, very normal, very much in front of us and very much within us also. We just have to think. Now see, there are people who work, the general common man works during the daytime, night time he is supposed to sleep. Right? Yanisha sarva bhutanam yasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagarti bhutani sanisha pashyatoho munehe. Bhagavad Gita says, those who are awakened in the morning are called working people at that time, whereas the one who sleeps is called sleeping. For him it is night. In this case, in that particular sloka, what I chanted, Munehe are people who sleep during the day and are working during the night. It is not the physical day and physical night mentioned here. The one who is awakened to the inner consciousness experiences the light of knowledge, whichever day or night it may be. And for him, it is day already, whatever the time the world might have. And the one who is not awakened to the inner consciousness, who is drowned in the indulgence of samsarika jivana, for him even day is like night only. Why? He is in the darkness of ignorance. Think. So, day and night with a mishrana is pointed out. The world is a mixture of the pairs of opposites. Think. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.